Arkansas has dealt with multiple rounds of severe weather this week, producing strong winds, heavy rain, and even tornadoes in some areas. With the state anticipated to see even more storms to close out the week, flooding has become a primary concern for parts of Arkansas. The Jefferson County Office of Emergency Management issued a warning that the National Weather Service predicted the Arkansas River level at Pine Bluff will rise to approximately 44 feet by Tuesday, April 8th. This may cause minor flooding, and roads inside the levees will be closed. The rain accumulation has forced some roads to close due to flooding. Here's a look at which roads have been closed due to flooding and other areas closed due to the rain. Images submitted by a THV-11 viewer showed heavy road damage along Highway 333 near Marshall. There's currently no information on if the road is officially closed. The rain also impacted central Arkansas, as the North Little Rock Parks Department closed the following areas at 3:30 p.m. Those areas will remain closed until further notice. Please be respectful of all barricades and closures, as they are in place for your safety. Jefferson County officials said that they expect the Arkansas River to rise 44 feet near the area of Pine Bluff. As a result, they're expecting roads inside the levees to be closed in the coming days. Meanwhile, residents of the natural state have dealt with severe thunderstorms, tornadoes, hail, flooding, and thousands have been without power. Another storm made its way through the state Friday night and into Saturday morning, leaving damage as well. Several viewers sent video of the weather in their area. As a result of the severe storms, the state has been under numerous flash flood warnings throughout Friday night into Saturday morning, with a flood watch remaining in effect until 7 a.m. Sunday. Residents in some areas of the state sent in video of large hail ranging from golf ball to quarter size that fell in areas like Mena and Booneville. At least 2 tornadoes have been confirmed on the ground in parts of Texas Friday afternoon, and thousands of residents are without power and dealing with flash flooding. One twister was witnessed in Clarksville, Texas, and the other passed through Talco, Texas. The sheriff's office has reported at least one house destroyed on FM Road 909 about 3 miles south-southwest of Clarksville. According to the Clarksville Fire Department, there are a number of homes and buildings damaged in the Clarksville and Rosalie areas. Fire crews say they treated 1 person with minor injuries and 1 person who needed to be rescued. Red River County Commissioner David Hudson said there are a lot of trees down across the county. He's working to get more details about other damage. Texas A&M Forestry Service crews are currently on the ground as part of Governor Greg Abbott's order to dedicate resources to the area ahead of the storm. Hey! There have been other damage reports on county roads 1345 and 1360, but no confirmation about the severity. Medics were requested.
It shattered our back windshield.
Upshur County was under the gun for more than an hour with multiple warnings. There are reports of many trees down, some causing structural damage. Damage was reported north of Garland City. Flooded roads plagued State Line and Union roads. Crews were conducting water rescues in Upshur County. With the extremely heavy rainfall, the flooding risk exists and will increase into Saturday, so please be mindful of rising water. A video shows the flooding along I-30 near the State Line exit courtesy of Jaden Fretwell. The storms producing the tornadoes were in a line that's making its way through the Ark-La-Tex Friday afternoon. At 11:30 p.m., almost 5,000 SWEPCO customers were without service. More than 2,000 were in the dark in Caddo Parish. When severe storms roll in, outages are likely. Click here to connect with SWEPCO and see a real-time map of outages in the area. You can also report an outage and get an update on when your power is likely to be restored. For the second time in less than a decade, A tornado has reportedly caused significant damage to a bottling plant in East Texas. The National Weather Service office in Shreveport, Louisiana, said it received photos from a spotter of damage at the plant in Hawkins that coincided with a radar-indicated tornado. The tornado was part of a series of supercells tracked by National Weather Service meteorologists across East Texas, following nearly the same path as the twister that struck the plant in 2016. Similar to the April 29, 2016 event, the severe weather struck during daylight hours when potentially hundreds of workers were inside the more than 400,000 square foot facility. Fortunately, during the previous event, there were no reported significant injuries as staff appeared to be well versed in what to do during severe weather events. The Haskell Company, an engineering and construction firm that was tasked with rebuilding the facility after the 2016 tornado, called the destruction from the previous storm devastating. Following the 2016 disaster, the company said it was able to restore occupancy for Nestle in just under 5 months, while also improving the plant's energy efficiency and environmental design. The bottling plant is a significant employer in Wood County, producing products for major retailers throughout the Lone Star State and beyond. The Shreveport NWS office will assess the strength of the most recent tornado based on the enhanced Fujita scale. Doppler radar during the most recent severe weather outbreak showed significant debris being lofted in the air, which is often an indication of a more powerful vortex. At the time, radar data indicated that the supercell exhibited one of the strongest signs of rotation during Friday's severe weather outbreak. In addition to the damage at the plant, several homes in the area, particularly around the town of Gilmer, Texas, were also reported to have suffered significant damage.
In the angle we're looking at.
Gilmer is also considered to be a rural community and is located north of Interstate 20, about 20 miles outside of Tyler, Texas. The tornado that tore through Hawkins and Gilmer was one of several that were reported in the eastern half of the Lone Star State on Friday, during a particularly volatile week for extreme weather. Torrential rains and flash flooding battered parts of the Midwest and South on Friday, killing a boy in Kentucky who was swept away as he walked to catch his school bus. Many communities were left reeling from tornadoes that destroyed entire neighborhoods and killed at least 7 people earlier this week. Round after round of heavy rains have pounded the central U.S. for days, and forecasters warned that it could persist through Saturday. Satellite imagery showed thunderstorms lined up like freight trains over communities in Arkansas, Tennessee, and Kentucky, according to the National Weather Prediction Center in Maryland. In Frankfort, Kentucky, a 9-year-old boy died in the morning after floodwaters swept him away while he was walking to a school bus stop, Governor Andy Beshear said on social media. Officials said Gabriel Andrews' body was found about a half-mile from where he went missing.
And it's not done with either.
The downtown area of Hopkinsville, Kentucky, a city of 31,000 residents 72 miles, 116 kilometers, northwest of Nashville, was submerged. A dozen people were rescued from homes, and dozens of pets were moved away from rising water, a fire official said.
Yeah.
The main arteries through Hopkinsville are probably 2 feet underwater, Christian County Judge Executive Jerry Gilliam said earlier. Tony Curves and some friends used sandbags and a vacuum to try to hold back rising waters that covered the basement and seeped into the ground floor of his photography business in Hopkinsville. Downtown was like a lake, he said. We're holding ground, he said. We're trying to maintain and keep it out the best we can. A corridor from northeast Texas through Arkansas and into southeast Missouri, which has a population of about 2.3 million, could see clusters of severe thunderstorms late Friday. The National Weather Service's Oklahoma-based Storm Prediction Center warned of the potential for intense tornadoes and large hail. flash flood emergencies were issued Friday night in at least 4 cities in southeastern Missouri, according to the NWS. One was in Van Buren, where there were at least 15 water rescues amid heavy rainfall in a rapidly rising current river, according to Justin Gibbs, Weather Service meteorologist. "Unfortunately, it's been as bad as we were expecting it to be," he said. Heavy rains were expected to continue in parts of Missouri, Kentucky, and elsewhere in the coming days and could produce dangerous flash floods. The Weather Service said 45 river locations in multiple states were expected to reach major flood stage, with extensive flooding of structures, roads, and other critical infrastructure possible. In Christian County, which includes Hopkinsville, 6 to 10 inches, 15.2 to 25.4 centimeters, fell since Wednesday evening, the National Weather Service said Friday afternoon. The rain caused the Little River to surge over its banks, and 4 to 8 inches, 10.2 to 20.3 centimeters, more could fall by Sunday, it said. A pet boarding business was underwater, forcing rescuers to move dozens of dogs to a local animal shelter, said Gilliam, the county executive. Crews rescued people from 4 or 5 vehicles and multiple homes, mostly by boat, said Randy Graham, the emergency management director in Christian County. "This is the worst I've ever seen downtown," Gilliam said. Hundreds of Kentucky roads were impassable because of floodwaters, downed trees, or mud and rock slides, and the number of closures were likely to increase with more rain late Friday and Saturday, Bashir said. A landslide blocked a nearly 3-mile, 4.8-kilometer stretch of Mary Ingalls Highway in the state's north, according to the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. A landslide closed the same section of road in 2019, and it reopened last year, local media reported. Extreme flooding across a corridor that includes Louisville, Kentucky, and Memphis, which have major cargo hubs, could also lead to shipping and supply chain delays, said Jonathan Porter, chief meteorologist at AccuWeather. Swollen rivers and tributaries also swamped some parts in Ohio, and Governor Mike DeWine said about 70 roads were closed. The southern half of the state was expected to see moderate flooding, which has not happened in 4 years, he added.
That's the football field.